Well, to continue, Margaret Baker and Jenny Baker, the next two I'm going to talk about. But first, John and Martha Baker moved to Norway in 1887 with their 3 daughters. The oldest, Agnes, died unmarried in Idaho Springs, Colorado at age 29. Now there's a story for a historian to unravel. I don't know. Her sisters, featured in the Globe article, also never married and became very successful businesswomen in Norway. Margaret Baker taught school from 1885 to 1894. And in 1892, am I the only one that has trouble with the centuries? In 1892, she entered the insurance office of Freeland Howe, where she worked for 2 years and where she learned the rudimentals of insurance. In 1894, she left teaching and entered the insurance office of W.J. Wheeler of South Paris, where in 1897, she was admitted as a member of the corporation and continued there for 28 years. Meanwhile, her sister Jane, known as Jenny, just to confuse the historians who tried to find out about her for at least a week, who was 6 years younger, was employed in the offices of B.F. Spinney Shoe Company, which stood on the corner of Lynn and Beale Streets, facing Main Street, behind today's Witherell Park. You know what I mean? She then employed as a clerk in the stores of Lewis Andrews and Merritt Welch dry goods merchants. But when Thomas Smiley bought the Welch store, located in the Oddfellows building, Jenny became his local manager. The business grew, and she aided very materially in building up the business for Smiley's successor. By 1921, Margaret and Jenny had sold their home and moved to Portland. Margaret to work as a stenographer in a leading fire insurance company, and Jenny to work at Rhines Brothers department store. Our next act is Peaceful Means. And Peaceful Means is a musical duo featuring the harmonious warmth and presence of Leah Boyd and Heather Pierson, no stranger to that piano. Weaving together original songs and uplifting arrangements of choice covers with their voices and accompanying piano, acoustic strings, and percussion, they create music as an invitation to remember and to cultivate the joy, peace, and connection that are available in every moment. Peaceful Means.
What does it mean to be peaceful? Thanks for filling this room. Awesome. So I'm Leah.
And I'm Heather.
A lot of you know Heather. Yeah. Yeah, and we've been making music off and on together for 30 years or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weave off and do other things. We weave back together. We're weaving together now. Yeah.
So now we're gonna sing another song. The original song, this is a song that I started writing for a friend of mine who was going through a really, really tough time, and I wanted to send him a musical hug. And so this is a musical hug for you all. I think I heard you say that you're in a lot of pain. I think I heard you say you need to draw the line. I think I heard you say that you need another day. I think I heard you say that you need some time. So take your time, take it easy. Let your body and your mind remember what they're here for. And they're here for love. It's all for love. We're all here for love. I think I heard you say in about 1,000 ways that the only thing you need is a time and a place to feel like you've been heard without another word from me. A time and a place to just be. So take your time, take it easy. Let your body and your mind remember what they're here for. And they're here for love. It's all for love. We're all here 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 for love. I think I heard you say that you're in a lot of pain. I think I heard you say that you need some time. So take your time, take it easy. Let your body and your mind remember what they're here for. And they're here for love. It's all for love. We're all here for love. So take your time, take it easy. Let your body and your mind remember what they're here for.
we were going to say a thing or two, but we didn't rehearse what we were going to say.
We're working on our first CD currently. Yeah, we have 9 songs recorded. We don't know when it'll be ready, but we're working on it. So yeah, you can go to peacefulmeans.net and sign up for our mailing list if you are curious about what we're up to. You can do that. We didn't rehearse that. That's
Nicely done. Yeah, so for our last song, we picked one that we knew that you'd probably know. Maybe you'll like to sing along with us. Let's see, there's even a tricky, snappy little hand clap thing in the middle. You can give a try. I'm gonna try.
2.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's someone to lean on me. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, if you need our hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call on me, sister, when you need a friend. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Here we go. If there is a love
every moment. Mike, where? Stella Pike lived to be 86. She never married, and it was not surprising that she chose why they have me to take your mind off things. It was not surprising that she chose one of the few options for women in those days. She became a teacher. But somewhere along the way, she went to work at the bank. No sticky kids there, I guess. But by 1907, the Globe states that Miss Stella Pike, for over 20 years, cashier of the Norway National Bank, is considered the equal of any in the state. The Norway National Bank, not to be confused with Norway Savings Bank, was located in the old Opera House building, which burned in 1894, and then in the new brick Opera House. In 1926, it built across the street, which we now know today as Key Bank. And like the bank, moving locations and changing names, our next act hasn't changed his name, but he's had many musical identities, and he's no stranger to this stage. We welcome Davy Sturtevant, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, recording engineer, and dog lover. Davy Sturtevant.
Till the old home on the hillside I again in fancy see, and the little barefoot towhead that somehow resembles me. Visions of departed loved ones pass before my memory's gaze, as the peepers set me dreaming of my childhood's happy days. Vagrant bits of childish fancy that somewhere in memory cling, past my inner caves are wafted on the first warm breath of spring, and the ghosts of old ambition, the year of dormant lane, are awakened by the peepers and go haunting through my brain. Until I feel a gentle sadness as my memories over me throng, sitting in the fading twilight, listening to peepers' song. Thank you. What a wonderful night this is. And wonderful to be back here at the church. I spend a lot of time here. Sometimes I have substituted for, the previous music director here. And then she made me really busy and I couldn't do it. But that was good. That was good. This is a new song about adjusting to modern life, essentially. And how I'm trying to do that. It's a brand new song, so I don't really know it very well, so I've got this sheet here for you. Who knows what might happen? How did I live without this thing? It can almost dance and sing. It's a marvel every which way that you look. Oh, it's dazzling, it's grand. I can hold it in one hand, and it holds my gaze as well as any book. But I'm addicted, can't you see? And although it frightens me, I've begun to think it's time to cut it loose. But after thinking far too long, I found this little song, and I sing it every time I feel the news. So turn it off, put it down, walk away. That's what I need to hear my sorry self say. And I swear I'm gonna do it. One of these days. Turn it off, put it down, and walk away. See, it knows me really well, and the secrets it can tell. Like every question I've ever asked before, for the years, whatever's occupied my mind, whatever friends I have maligned behind their backs, if someone hacks it, there'll be tears. And I get nervous when it warms. Dude, I'm pulling in my horns. My crystal fusion batteries are tired. But don't you let that worry you. I'll be resting here right near you. And I'll get frisky soon as you can find that wire. Turn it off, put it down, and walk away. That's what I need to hear my sorry self to say. I'm gonna do it, I swear, one of these days. Turn it off, put it down, and walk away. You know, it rings at awkward times of day, in an insistent kind of way, pulsating and vibrating to my bones. And I long to smash it down and to stomp it in the ground.
Do it.
Just to spare myself the nasty dinging ringing tones, but it costs so much, you see. And the damn thing comforts me like a bottle, like a pill, like a puff. Oh, so the clever thing sedates me. As the Borg assimilates me, I might never learn to say I've had enough. Yeah, but I can turn it off. I can put it down. I can walk away. That's what I needed. Hear my sorry self say. And I swear I'm gonna do it. There really ain't much to it. Gonna do it one of these days. birds they sang at the break of day. Start again, I heard them say. Do not dwell on what has passed away, or what is yet to be. All the wars, they will be fought again. The holy dove, she will be caught again. Bought and sold and bought again. That dove is never free. Ring the bell, still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Well, we asked for signs. The signs were sent. The birth betrayed. The marriage spent. The widowhood of every government. Signs for all to see. I can't run no more with that lawless crowd, while the killers in high places say their prayers out loud. But they've summoned up a thunder cloud, and they're gonna hear from me. You can add up the parts, you won't have the sum. You can strike up the march, there is no drum. Every heart to love will come, but like a refugee. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in.
Now, Hortense Gardner Gregg Gates. Some of you might have heard of her. She was all in for healthy living and celebrating the world around her. She is praised in the Globe as a novelist who set up the type for her own book, and indeed she did, as well as for her poems printed on postcards. Born in Buckfield, she moved to Norway and worked at the Advertiser newspaper. The Norway Historical Society website has a page devoted to her, from which I quote and encourage you to read. She was included in the book Important American Poets and Songwriters, published in 1947, and you can still buy it on eBay today. Mrs. Gates' significance was reported in an article written for the Advertiser Democrat by George Howe, who was a naturalist and a Norway native, famous in his own right. He notes that she had 7 poems printed, and that her poems are all heartfelt, helpful expressions selected from the natural and social truths of our exceptionally perfect environment, with lofty, wholesome, sentimental influences, and fully deserve the higher honors conferred upon her than upon any other author in the complete anthology. They told me I could take a little extra time with this because you still have, okay. Where's the cane? Hortense wrote a booklet called Camping for Girls, which asks, are you weary of the old life? Do you long for something better? Come with me into the freedom of the wild. And she advises proper clothing, including proper footwear. And that is to say, she says, say goodbye to those high-heeled, pointed-toed shoes. I'm with her. In which you have toddled, for we cannot say walked, over pavements or danced to the music of a ballroom. Oh, what a relief to the poor, tortured feet to walk at last, natural and free. Her poem, Grandma's Knitting Needles, is remarkable in that the illustrations are by W. Herbert Dunton of Boston. I looked him up, and Dunton was a very well-known illustrator in his day for Harper's, Scribner's, and many others. And he later went out to Taos, New Mexico, and painted the Wild West, and has his paintings in the Cowboy Museum and everything. One wonders how Hortense and he happened to collaborate on the booklet. You're ready, aren't you? Okay. All right. Her poem about the Norway Memorial Library, A Gift to the Town by S. Maud Kemmerling in 1938, reminds us today of the importance of our historic buildings to ennoble us and give us our sense of where we are on this planet. It reads, this is our own library of which we all have a part, a gift to the Norway people from a great and generous heart. We will hold fast this treasure as years may come and go, and love the gift and giver more than she can know. On our beautiful library building, a memory seal is set. Always we will remember, never will we forget. So she practiced what she preached and cut quite a figure in warm, comfortable clothes as she skated on Lake Penisawassee for 76 consecutive years. She would be right at home with our next act, which is called Ragtime Rebellion. And what we had to go by was that Ragtime Rebellion includes Ragtime Johnny, Calamity Jane, Slim Pickens, and Sir Bob's-a-Lot. And they perform a unique brand of both original and vintage ragtime music through a filter of bluegrass, Americana, jazz, punk, reggae, and swing. Take it away, Ragtime Rebellion.
Yes, life can lead you somewhere, be all alone and
You should know that we're not usually the kind of band that plays in churches. Mostly out of concern for Johnny's well-being and safety. But yeah, we figured, you know, with the UU church's reputation and so on. And yeah, just absolutely, it was a no-brainer. This place has been a sanctuary for me and so many people in the community, so we're absolutely happy to be here and get the Belfry back on.
As I tell my kids, I'm like, it's a church without the ugh.
Yeah. But we're gonna do an original one for you. This is one of our many tunes that aren't a cautionary tale about booze. This one's actually a song about feelings.
Some holes to wallow in, you can follow me down. Yeah, I got some pools to sleep in, you and I can spend the afternoon passing around. It's a bitter brew, but it's all I know. It's a bitter brew, but it sure as hell beats drinking alone. And I got this skin of living and touch me and my guts fall out. Yeah, the scars and marks tell stories, and I'm sure you're curious, but I can't let my guard down. Well, it's a bitter bruise I'll never show.
I, for one, have been deeply connected to the UUs, although never ever been a member for 3 decades at least, when I came out of university kind of settings and found myself in a suburban hell, and I was able to connect with folks who were in a local peace group through the UU groups, through the UU church, and later on as I became an organizer, I would also find financial support from the UU foundations that operate and provide funded to do social justice work. So to all the people in this room who are part of that tradition and have propped these values and social justice up so strongly over the years, continue to, I know I owe a great debt to you, I know my children owe a great debt to you, and I know that the world owes a great debt to you. So it's deeply appreciated, and we really do honor us being part of this tradition. If I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. Pharaoh's armies gone drowning. Oh Mary, don't you weep. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's armies gone drowning. Oh Mary, don't you weep.
Moses stood upon the Red Sea shore, smote in the waters with a 2x4. Pharaoh's armies gone drowning, drowning. Oh Mary, don't you weep. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn.
Pharaoh's armies gone drowning. Oh Mary, don't you weep.
I told no one the rainbow side. It won't be what a boy be fighting next time. Pharaoh's army gone drowning.
Oh Mary, don't you weep. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's armies gone drowning. Oh Mary, don't you weep. One of these days, middle of the night, people gonna rise up and get things right. Pharaoh's armies gone drowning. Oh Mary, don't you weep. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's armies gone drowning. Oh Mary, don't you.
Phew. All that energy makes me feel, well, kind of like a historian. Let me tell you about Carrie Tugger. She was featured in the article because she was the paymaster of the BF Spinney Shoe Company, having been promoted to that position after several years of faithful and efficient service in charge of the office clerks. Quite a job if you know anything about the BF Spinney Shoe Company. Very large operation here. She was also well known as this church's historian, and she was the town podiatrist and a correspondent to local and Boston area newspapers. Carrie kept track of all the social events around town. Now, it was said that if you were planning a show such as this, that you check with Carrie Tucker first to avoid a conflict with another group. She had everything in town under control. She lived in the Tucker block, one of the first buildings to go up after the 1894 fire, which we know today as 290 Main Street. The building is a rare example of a Queen Anne commercial building, and it has been home to many businesses, including our next act. Nevaeh Dance Circus is a creative group of performing artists based in Maine and known for its original and imaginative shows featuring a blend of dance, circus, songs, theater, and handmade life-size puppets. This colorful company is dedicated to bringing joy, entertainment, and engagement to audiences of all ages. Experience the magic of the Nevaeh Dance Circus.
Thank
opens his eyes, falls in love at first sight with the girl in the doorway. What beautiful lines, how full of life after thousands of years. What a face to wake up to. He holds back a sigh as she touches his arm. She dusts off the bed right down now. He's been sleeping under miles of stone. The traffic of his heart under scarab and bone starts back to its beating. She carries him home in a beautiful boat. He watches the sea from a porthole in Stoyage. He can hear all she says as she sits by his bed, and one day his lips answer her in her own language. The days quickly pass, he loves making her laugh. The first time he moves, it's her hair that he touches. She asks, are you cursed? He says, I think that I'm cured. Then he talks of the Nile and the girls in bulrushes. In New York he is laid in a glass-covered case. He pretends he is dead. People crowd round to see him, but each night she comes round and the two wander down the halls of the Towne that she calls a museum. Often he stops to rest, but then less and less. Then it's her that looks tired, staying up asking questions. He learns how to read from the papers that she is writing about him, and he makes corrections. It's his face on a book. One more come look. Families from Iowa, Upper West Siders. Then one day it's too much. He decides to get up, and this chaos ensues. He walks outside to find her. She's using a cane, and her face looks too pale, but she's happy to see him. As they walk, he supports her. She asks, are you cursed? But his answer's obscure in the sandstorm of flashbulbs and rowdy reporters. Such reanimation, the two to elimination. He gets out of limos, he meets other women. He speaks of her fondly, their nights in the museum. But she's just one more rag now, he's dragging behind them. She stops going out, she just lies there in bed in hotels and whatever towns they are speaking. And her face starts to set, and her hands start to fold. And one day the drop figure of her heart stops its beat. Long ago on the ship, she asked why pyramids. He said, think of them as an immense invitation. She asked, are you cursed? He said, I think that I'm cured. Then he kissed her in the hope that she'd forget that question.
Anybody remember the 80s and going to a happening? I feel like I've been at a happening. I don't know. It's just wonderful. Now, the last person I'm going to be talking about is Minnie Libby. Minnie Libby was in a class by herself. Her business as Norway's preeminent photographer lasted for 60 years until 1947. In the newspaper article, 7 of the women are pictured. There is one who is represented by a cutout silhouette. That is our famous photographer, Minnie Libby. We don't know why there is no photograph, but we do know that Minnie was perfectly content to be out of sync with the rest of the gang. As Harry Walker reminisced, she wore men's knickers, a man's shirt, a flowing bow tie, knee-length stockings, and comfortable brown shoes. I did wear a bow tie once myself, but her brown hair was always tousled and kept rather short, and she walked with a hint of swagger in her gait. I hope most of you know something about her and have viewed her portrait hanging in the library, painted by Vivian Akers. Her first studio on Deering Street looks as if it will soon be demolished if it hasn't already. The last time I walked by, it had been gutted, and when I looked in the windows, I saw that the hand-carved moldings done by Vivian Akers were all gone. Don't know where they went. But her main studio, purchased in 1907, was on Cottage Street, behind Key Bank, and that was demolished in 1954. Her photograph of Captain Ed Ames in the Library of Congress that I just found this morning, you can look it up, and it's a masterpiece. And so we present a final act, one in which I suspect Miss Libby would not only like to photograph, but would feel at home with, because it's called A Bunch of Old Hippies. And Norway, Maine-based singer-guitarist Nathan Towne, whose grandparents and great-grandparents belong to this church, has been playing his brand of eclectic folk and blues music as a solo actor with his band, A Bunch of Old Hippies, for over 35 years. We've heard you and enjoyed you many times, Nathan. His skillful guitar arrangements and soulful vocals have brought joy into people's lives for years. And the band members tonight include Al Mallory, Davy Sturtevant, Donnie Johnson, and Rusty Wiltjer. Bunch of Old Hippies.
Check 1, 2, 2. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 2. There we go. All right. Thank you so much. Very honored to be here. Donald, I guess, is not here, so we're going to just do it as a quartet. And there we go. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. I'd like to have all of you give a nice hand for Mike Lord. He's playing the sound today. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And so we're going to start with a little New Orleans kind of vibe, a little funky kind of vibe. This is called Aiku Aiku. And it goes really great with Don playing the sax, but he's not here, but we're going to do it anyway, so whatever. Davy's got his cornet, so we're there. 1, 2.
Hey,
is your grandma gonna set your tail on fire? I'm telling you, hey now, like you all day. Jackie Mofino on Monday, Jackie Mofino day. Telling you, hey now, like you all day. Jackie Mofino on Monday, Jackie Mofino day. Now my little boy says your little boy is sitting on the bayou. My little boy says your little boy, I'm gonna set your tail on fire. Talking about hey now, like you all day. Jackie Mofino out on me, Jackie Mofino hey. Telling you hey now, oh like you all day. Jackie Mofino out on me, Jackie Mofino hey. Thank you. Can I get a little guitar on that monitor on the mic if you can do that? Oh, that's great. Thank you. Just a little, down just a chair. Down just a shake. There we go. This is, now we're going to move on to a selection by a band called, 60s band called Buffalo Springfield. The song is called For What It's Worth. For this, okay?
Something happened here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. singing songs and they carry the signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. I think it's time to start. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Going down, down, down. Oh, yeah. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. Little creep starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, man comes and takes you anywhere. Every time you stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. You got to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. You got to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What's going down? What's going down? What's going down? Oh, yeah, yeah. Think it's time to stop. Hey, well, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Okay. This is our last song, and this is the last song of the night, probably. Thank you so much for coming. It's been an absolute thrill to have this happen tonight. We were supposed to try this 3 years ago. Of course, the pandemic came and that killed that, so we were almost there. We had all the acts and everything, and all of a sudden, went down the drain. So here we are, 3 years later, we're doing it. Thank you! It's the waltz time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was a child, our family would travel down to western Kentucky, where my parents were born. There's a backwards old town that's often remembered so many times that my memories are worn. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River, where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train's hauled away. Well, sometimes we travel right down the Green River to the abandoned old prison down by Ages Hill, where the Yanks not like snakes. We'd shoot with our pistols, but empty pop bottles was all we would kill. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River, where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train was hauled it away. Then the cold company came with the world's largest shovel, and they tortured the timbers and stripped all the land. Yeah, they dug for their coal till the land was forsaken, and they wrote it all down as the progress of man. Sing along. And Daddy wants to take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay. I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Peabody's coal train's haunted away. When I die, let my ashes float down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, just 5 miles away from wherever I am. Everybody, Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's gold train's haunted away. And one more time. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody